Welcome to Altair Engineering Training and Support. I am Apoorv Bapat. Welcome you all in SolidThinking Inspire 2014 training series. Let's start with the training series schedule. This training series comprises of 6 different sessions. In the first session, or we can say that 6 different days. So in day 1, I am going to discuss about basic operations of SolidThinking Inspire 2014. Then on day 2 or session 2nd, I will discuss about modeling operations of SolidThinking Inspire 2014. Then in session 3, I will discuss about analysis operations of SolidThinking Inspire 2014. In session 4, I will discuss about the optimization operations of SolidThinking Inspire 2014. Then in the last 2 sessions, I have divided the tutorials into 2 parts. There are 10 tutorials. Out of those, the first 5 tutorials I will discuss in session 5 and the last 5 tutorials I will discuss in the session number 6. So let's start with the first session, that is basic operations of SolidThinking Inspire 2014. So in today's session we are going to see the workspace, files, adjusting the views, mouse control, view control, standard views, organizing your model browser, parts, assemblies, alternatives, selection and editing, selecting objects, editing objects, context menu, property editor, copying objects, part instances, deleting objects, assigning color, renaming objects, editing number, moving and snapping, translate and rotate, snap, collision detect, hiding and configuring, show and hide, configure, units and measures, that is unit system selector, then measure tools, measure box, measure length, measure angle, measure weight, and keyboard shortcut. So let's start with the workspace. So Inspire Workspace is divided into several sections, including the menu, toolbar, and modeling view. While hiding by default, the model browser and property editor can be opened by pressing F2 and F3. So if you press F2 and F from your keyboard, it will you can turn off and on the model browser. If you press F3 from your keyboard, you can turn on and off the property editor. Okay, then you can customize your workspace using preference window, which you will find in the edit. So if you go to edit, you will find the preference window. You can customize your workspace as per your requirement. So let's start with one by one. So this at the top you will find the pull down menus. The file, edit, view and help pull down menus provide access to standard functions such as new, open and save, undo and redo, and cut, copy, paste. This is also where you can access system preferences, command windows and help and tutorials, and the license wizard. Then the toolbar contains these are the toolbars. The toolbar contains a variety of modeling, analysis, optimization tools arranged in group. Icons on an click on an icon to open the related tool. However, over an icon group may reveal additional satellite icon. If you screen like this, if you click here, it will open a different set of icons. These are the direct icons through which you can get access. But with this icons, you can get different other icons also. If your screen resolution is less than 1440 into 900, some of the tools will appear on the left side of the workspace. Then the modeling window. This is the modeling window. The modeling window is where your model and the view controls are displayed. Then the model browser. As I have already told, this is the model browser. The model browser shows all the objects in your model in a tree structure. Press F2 or use the view menu to open it. Property editor. Once you press F3, property editor will come. So this is the property editor. You can also adjust the size of the property editor. So the property editor shows all the properties of a selected object and allow you to edit them. Press F3 or use the view menu to open it. Then at the bottom you will find the snap editor or snap filter. So the snap filter allow you to enable or disable various types of snap. Here you can enable or disable. I will explain you what are they and what are the use of them while you enable or disable them, and is located in the status bar along the bottom of the workspace. Then unit system selector on the same right hand side corner bottom. The unit system selector allows you to change the default unit system and is located in the status bar along the bottom of the workspace. Now let's move to the next topic, that is files. So files can be created, open and saved using the file icon group on the main toolbar. Here you can find it. Additional file related functions are available through file pull down menu. If you click here, you will find the additional options available like save, save as, then recent files and exit. Then let's discuss one by one. So new is to clear the current model from memory and start a new model. Open is to open an existing model file. The current file is cleared from the memory. Import, merge a file into the current model. So if you have a model and if you want to merge that with a new model, if you want to open one more model in that same file, so you have to import the file. Save the model. If you go to save, so save the model to the current model file, and if you press save as, save the model to a different file. Then the save selected, save only the current selected objects. So if you can select an object, then you can only save that object using save selected. Then revert is discard all changes that you have made since last time you have saved the model, that is undo. So now we will talk about one by one, that is to open a file. To open a file, click on this icon. You can also press Ctrl O to open a file. So this will help you to open a file. You can browse the file location. And open a file. Alternatively, you can drag a file from anywhere on your system and drop it into your model window or the model browser. So like this, I have opened it here, so I can just drag and drop. So this model is again, you can see here. So these are the two ways to open the file in Inspire. Then to create a new file, click on this icon, that is for the new file. If you have a model file already open, you will be prompted to save as. Select save as or don't save. If you click on new, it will ask you for your current model file has not been saved. Would you like to save it or not? So I don't want to save it, so I will click on don't save, and it will open a new session. Then to save a file, just click on save icon. It will ask you where you want to save the file, so you can select the location and save it. You can save it in these different formats, so you can open it later on. So these are the formats available through which you can save the file. So you can select the format and accordingly you can save it. Then to import a file, go to file, import icon, and you can import a geometry like this. You can import multiple geometries. So I will import one more model here. So in this way you can import multiple geometry. Here you can see. Then to save a selected object to a file, so I will select this object, click on save selected. So this will select only this component. So if I press new, go to desktop, so this part I have saved earlier, so I can retrieve that part only. Then to retrieve revert changes to the current model file, you can use this. So I will make some changes so that I can show you that you can retrieve the changes. So I have done some changes to this current file, so I can revert the changes and get that original file back. So these are the options available in file menu. Then when importing files, Inspire check for geometry errors in the model. If it finds any problem, you will receive the message like error in the following part were detected. Do you want to automatically repair this part? So you can say yes to recommend to solve that model parts if there is any issues. Now let's talk about the supported file formats. So models in Inspire are saved to file with an .htmod extension. This is a binary file that contains the entire model. Optimized shape can also be saved in an standard stereo lithography, that is .stl format, suitable for rapid prototype machines and for exporting to other applications. A variety of other CAD geometry and mesh formats can be exported and imported as well. The available formats are shown in pull down menus on the open file, save as and import window when you read and write files. So Inspire support the following for file formats and versions for import: ASI, that is .sab or .sat, through R21, that CATIA v4 .model all 4.xx, CATIA v5 .cat part .cat product, VR v5 R10 through v5 6R 2013, IGES, that is .IGES or .IGS 3 and 5, JT .JT 7 through 9.5, Parasolid through 26.1, ProE, SolidWorks, STEP, STL, UG, NX. And Inspire support the following file formats for export, that is IGES, Parasolid, STEP and STL. Now we will move to the next topic, that is adjusting the views. So the camera setting in the modeling window are called a view and can be adjusted using a variety of methods. So the first is the mouse control, can be used to select object and to interactively pan, zoom and rotate your model. Keyboard shortcuts such as F and C can be used to fit and center your model. The view controls in the lower left corner of the application can be used to rotate the view using view rotor, fit all the parts of the model view in the view, then alternate between respective perspective and orthographic projection, rotate the view to the closest principal axis, and the view tool on the toolbar can be used to select a standard view, that is top, front, right, etc. Fit all or part of the model in the view, store or recall a custom view for further use. So we'll discuss one by one these different options. So let's start with mouse controls. Your mouse button can be used to select objects and to pan, zoom and rotate the modeling view. The table below shows the view controls assigned to the mouse button. So to unmodified, the left click is to select, middle rotate, trackball right rotate, turntable left plus right pan, and wheel to zoom. If you press Control, then Control plus left mouse button will select multiple objects. Control plus middle mouse button is rotate the trackball. Control plus right mouse button rotate to turntable. Control plus wheel to zoom. Shift plus left mouse button select a range of objects in a list. Select Shift plus middle button to pan. Shift plus right mouse button to pan, and Shift plus wheel to zoom. Alt plus left mouse button to select. Alt plus middle button to smooth zoom. Alt plus right mouse button to smooth zoom again, and Alt plus wheel is to zoom. So we'll start discussing with how to zoom, pan and rotate. So the most convenient way to interactively pan, zoom and rotate the camera views is by using the mouse button. For finer control of rotation, use the view rotor in the lower left corner of the modeling view. To pan the view using the mouse, hold down the left and right mouse button and drag the mouse to pan the view. So once you press both the right and left mouse button, you can pan the model in this way. Or hold down the shift key and middle mouse or right mouse button to drag the mouse. If you press shift and right mouse button, you can drag it, or the center mouse button, so that you can pan the model. To zoom using the mouse, use the scroll wheel or the mouse to zoom above the cursor. So you can zoom in, zoom out using this scroller wheel, or press Alt key while dragging the middle or right mouse button to zoom about the screen center. This is called a smooth zoom. So Alt, either right mouse button or scroll button to smooth zoom in, zoom out. Then to rotate the view using mouse, hold down the right mouse button and drag the mouse. The view rotates using turntable rotation, which is similar to the movement of record on a turntable. So hold down the right click and you can move the mouse like a turntable. You can see it's turning here and there. Or hold down the middle mouse button to do the same. That is trackball rotation. Then if you are familiar with HyperWorks style of rotation and panning, you can assign the same mouse control used in HyperWorks for pan and rotate function through Edit, Preferences, Compatibility, HyperWorks style rotation, turn it on or turn it off. So if you turn it off, it will be the older way, or the SolidWorks inspired way of selecting and deselecting the object. If you turn it on, it will be HyperWorks style of rotation or pan. So with this you can rotate the model. That is in HyperWorks, shift plus right mouse button to pan the model and control plus right mouse button to rotate the model. Scroll up, scroll down to zoom in, zoom out. Then turntable versus trackball rotation. Inspire offers two types of camera rotation. Use the right mouse for turntable rotation, which is useful for your model vertical direction is aligned with the z-axis. Hold down the middle mouse button for trackball rotation, which is useful for trembling your model in any direction. So with this you can rumble your model, or with the right mouse button you can align it to the some axis and rotate it. So this is for center mouse button for any direction, and the right mouse button for the axial rotation. Then zoom versus smooth zoom. So the scroll wheel on the mouse will zoom about the mouse cursor, whereas it is positioned on screen. To perform a smooth zoom about the screen center, press Alt key while dragging with the middle or right mouse button. So zoom in, zoom out will be like anywhere you can zoom in, zoom out. But if you press Alt or right mouse button or Alt plus center mouse button, so it will be a smooth zoom. From anywhere you can smooth it, but it will smooth to the object itself. Then 3D connection. Inspire support the 3D connection peripherals. No additional setup is required, but the device need to be connected to your computer before Inspire is launched. Then let's move to the next topic, that is view controls. So the view controls are located on the left corner. Here you can see of the application workspace. While you can use the mouse to adjust the view control can be used to rotate the model view using the view rotor, fit all or selected object in a modeling view, switch between perspective and orthographic projection, rotate the camera to closest principal axis. We will see one by one. That is, first is view rotor. The view rotor provides an alternative way to rotate the view. So to rotate the view using the view rotor, move the mouse over the red, blue, green axis. So it will rotate the view accordingly. Just click here. So it will change according to the axis. Then you can use this also. So in this way it will rotate it. This icon also you can use for smooth rotation. Right mouse button to rotate it. So in this way you can do it. Then to rotate the view to the closest principal axis. So if my view is something like that, just click on this icon. It will rotate the view to the closest principal axis. This option can be used by pressing N also. So it will, once you press N from your keyboard, it will rotate the model to the closest principal axis. Then fitting and centering the model. So you can easily fit or center an individual part or the entire model in the modeling view by using the F and C keyboard shortcuts, or by using the fit to all and fit selected icons in the lower left corner of the modeling view. So fit selected, like if I drag it here. So to center the view around a selected point on your model, press C from your keyboard. If you press C, this will get centered, this model. Press C, the icon will change. Select the object, it will get centered. Then to fit the view about selected or all parts, select a part in the model and click on fit to screen icon, so it will get fit to screen, or if you press F from your keyboard, again it will get fit to the screen. Then fit all will select all the components and it will create the fit to all. Then orthographic and perspective projection. In Inspire there are two basic methods of displaying 3D objects on a 2D plane: perspective projection, which takes perspective effects into account, and orthographic projection, which does not take the effects into account. Most of the time you will want to view your model using perspective projection, which shows distant objects as smaller and close objects as larger to provide great realism. Orthographic projection, on the other hand, is useful when you want to create scale drawing with accurate measurements and proportions. To switch between orthographic and perspective projection, just click on the camera on this icon, so it will, you can see the projection is changing. So if this is wide, that is it's orthographic perspective projection, but if it's not wide, at the bottom you will find two red lines, so you can see it's wide, and like if it's wide it is perspective, or if it's close or parallel it is orthographic. Then let's move to the next topic, that is standard views. So you can rotate the camera to view your model from a standard view such as the front, top or right side using the view tool located on the main toolbar. The view tools can be used to, this is the view tool. So view your model from front, top, bottom, back, side, right side or left side, or from an isometric view. Fit all the parts of the model in the view. Store and recall a custom view for future use. So we will discuss it one by one, the different options available. To select the standard view, move the mouse cursor over the view icon in the main toolbar. As the cursor hovers each face of the house, the principal face are highlighted and viewfinder lines are drawn above the face. The view, as you can see here, this face, the back face, side, the other side, the bottom. So in this way you can change the view. So if you click here, this is the front view, this is the back view, top view of the model, bottom view of the model, left view. If I put it here, this is the isometric view, this is the right view. Then to fit a view about selected or all parts using the view control, so you can also do that. Select a point and select fit to screen, so it will get fitted. You can also store the current view for the further use. So this is the current view, you can save it. So whenever you just change the view, and if you want to restore it, you can just click here, it will get restored. So in this way you can use the current view. Now let's move to the next topic, that is organizing your model. In Inspire, model can be organized into various configurations of parts, assemblies, sub-assemblies and alternatives in the model browser. Similarly, force, pressure, torque, support and displacement constraints can be organized into load cases using the model browser or the context menu. So organizing parts and assemblies, The easiest way to organize a part or assemblies in your model is by dragging them within the model browser. When you drag parts or assemblies, they are moved from one assembly to another. You can copy paste items by holding Control key when you drop them the original part. So now I will show you how to organize the model. Let's suppose if I want to create a new assembly of this control arms, I want this all the pin joints to be in the same. So what I will do, I will off this, just right click, go to new assembly and make it joints, and you can select these multiple by pressing control button and left click, drag and drop, so they all are into the new joints. You can see here. So this is one assembly and this is the other assembly. So if you turn off one assembly or the other assembly, so in this way you can create the assemblies of the part. Press Ctrl Z to undo these components. Now you can use the new button to create the assemblies. This icon is used to create the assemblies. Then press X So this is the search icon or filter icon. You can use mask or unmask, that is reverse. Mask all, unmask all, using these icons. So to find an object in the model browser, you can click on the find object icon. Then to filter the objects in the model, you can use the filter objects icon. So these are the things which you can edit in the model browser, or you can do in the model browser. In the similar way, you can create the load cases also. So create a new load case and you can just copy paste it, or you can just copy and paste it here. So it will get, the force will get, or the loads will get transferred from one to the other. So in this way you can create a new load case also. Now let's move to our next topic, that is parts. A part is a geometric object made up of any combination of solid surfaces and curves. It can also be meshed. Parts can be grouped together into assemblies and sub-assemblies so that you can organize your model. So if I go here, so you can see this icons will show that these are the parts. You can turn off and on these components or the parts. Now we'll move to the next topic, that is selecting and editing. There are different options available in SolidThinking Inspire 2014 for selecting and editing the model. So once you left click, as I already told, you can select the model, right click to deselect it. So from top to bottom, from left hand side to right hand side, if you drag the mouse, so whenever it touches the geometry, it will select it. So you don't have to drag it completely. If you drag it a little, it will select. But if from right bottom to left top, once you drag the mouse, in the selecting window, when the object completely comes under, it will not select the object. So it should come completely under it, so it will select the object. So in this way you can select these objects, otherwise you can directly select it. So this is one way of selecting the objects. The other way is by left clicking on it. So editing is you can just Ctrl C, Ctrl V, copy the objects and move it. So in this way you can just copy paste it. Once it's copied, so if anything you want to undo, just press Ctrl Z, so it will get the undo. Then press delete to delete any object. You can also right click and delete the object. You can also assign the color from the color window. Now let's move to the next topic, that is property editor. Once you press F3 from your keyboard, you will get entered to a property editor. So the property editor shows all the properties of the selected object and allows you to edit them. It can be opened using the view menu or F3 from the keyboard. So I'll explain what are the different things or objects available in the property editor. We'll start with the general. So in general you will find the name, display the name of the object. By default Inspire automatically assign name to the objects as they are created, but objects can be renamed in the model browser or the property editor. So you can here rename the model name of that component. Then material indicates what material has been assigned to selected part. The type of the material does not determine the visual appearance of the parts, only its physical property. So you can change the material from here, or you can edit the materials from here also. Then design space. So this indicates whether the selected part has been designated as a design space for optimization or not. So if it's not ticked, it is not a design space. If it's ticked, it is a design space. Then magnitude, load, indicate the magnitude of a given force and pressure. So if here the magnitude, then distributed will tell you whether the load is or support is distributed along on an edge or face. Then if I create any I will open a model here. So this will show me, the shape controls will show me the type of the property, that is planar, what type of shape controls have been applied to the selected object, and the draw direction. Here it will show the type of the draw direction, and no holes. For part that have draw direction applied, this option indicates whether or not holes are allowed while running optimization or not. Then we'll go to the next, that is appearance or mass is the mass property. You can select the mass or see the mass in the tons, or if you change the unit system, the value will change here. Then appearance, visible indicates whether the selected object is visible. Show or hide in the model window. Color indicates the color assigned to the model when it is displayed in the model window. Transparency allows you to change the transparency of selected object according to the percentage. By default object are 0% transparent. Then permission detect collision indicates whether collision detect, which prevents part in the model from overlapping, has been enabled for selected parts. Then movable indicates whether the selected part can be translated in the model window or has been locked in place. Then the mass properties follow. The following mass property are visible only if mass calculator is set to on in the system preferences. So if you are not able to see it, go to Edit, Preferences. Here you have to select mass calculation, turn on. So mass properties will get turned on. You can change the mass of that component also. Then in permissions, then these are the only things in permissions. Then element properties indicates the element properties to mesh size, minimum element size and average element size. You can change that. And the shape controls like automatic thickness, part direction. Then optimization properties is to calculate, this is automatic calculation, minimum thickness and maximum thickness. So these are the properties which you can edit directly from the property editor window. Now let's move to the next, that is moving and snapping. So this is the translate and rotate command, through which you can, using this axis, you can translate or rotate the model. So I will open a new model, select this model, select translate, rotate. So with this axis you can translate and rotate the model in Z axis, Y axis, X axis, in a plane, in the different plane, or you can rotate through the axis from here directly. You can also enter the number here. So how much distance you want, you can directly enter the number. So it will get and right click to exit. So in this way you can use the rotate and translate icon available in the model browser. Now let's move to the next topic, that is snaps. So Inspire includes a snapping function that allows you to easily align object to a snapping point where, when translating or rotating parts, push and pull faces or sketching curves. There are three basic types of snap. Point snap allow you to snap to predefined points on your model and include end, middle, center arc, intersection and quad points. On snap allow you to snap to any point on the sketch curves. On snap move with the mouse cursor and are available only in sketching mode. Grid snap allow you to snap to the closest point on the grid and are used when sketching or translating. Grid spacing can be changed in the preferences window under drawing. So if this snapping points are turned on, so you can see if I select this object, so it is showing me the snapping points. So I can select this center and move to this center, or similarly I can select this object, this center I want along with this center. Also I can create a new file and import again. I will import one more. So with the snapping points I can select this object end, and with this end I can fit it, but if I turn this off and select the object, I'll not find the snapping points, so it will become tough to align the objects. So these are the options to, so once you turn on, you can see and align the objects in this way. So this will help you to sketch the object. The snapping tools will help you to sketch the objects or align them properly. Now let's move to the next topic, that is hiding and configuring. So as you work, you may find it convenient to hide or isolate parts in a modeling view. The easiest way to do it is using the keyboard shortcut. So press H to hide the selected object. Select the object, press H, it will get hide. Then press I to isolate the selected object. So if I click on unmask all and select this object and press I, so it will get isolated. This part will get only selected, rest will get hide. Then press A to toggle between showing and hiding all the objects. So A, hide all, show all. You can also use the show hide icon to perform this. So select show hide. You can select these parts, shift right mouse button to select it. So this will become show or hide. This icon, right mouse button, when the circle is black, it will get hide. Shift left mouse button, you can see that. From show hide, show mask all, hide all, show all. If something is deselected, you can reverse it with the show hide icons. These are the options available in show hide icon. Then the configure tool. So the configure tools are used to deactivate or reactivate parts and assemblies in your model and are located in the main toolbar. When you deactivate a part or an assembly, it's as if it does not exist in the model. It is ignored in any subsequent calculation like mass, summaries, static weight, calculation, optimization, etc. And it does not appear in the modeling window or in the model browser. So activate the current selected part, select the object, select it. So this is not press shift. So this is the only part, the other part is deactivated. Now you can activate all the parts. So you can see here, once I deactivate any part, the model browser does not show that. You can see here, like you cannot see this part anymore. So you can see all the other parts, but you cannot see the base. If I click on deactivate all, so now you can see all the parts including the base also. In the similar way, you can activate or deactivate complete or the reverse one. So select this and deactivate the other ones. So these are the options to deactivate and activate when you are working in assembly and doesn't want to perform the optimization on complete assembly. You can use this deactivate or activate command to select certain components. You can also save it like this So you can name the view and save it. So created a new component. So you can, in later portion, you can just recall this. Even if you have selected this, so you can recall this only. So in this way you can select that. So till now I have discussed with the translate, rotate, view controls, show and hide, configure, model browser, property editor, view controls, and the file options, the file option menu. Now we'll move to the next topic, that is units and measures. So I'll open the one more tutorial file just to show it the units and measures. So the recognized units which Inspire recognize are length, mm, centimeter, meter, inches, feet, dm, mass in mg, g, kg, ounce, lb, sludge, mkg, gkg, weight, force, torque, pressure, time, angle in degrees and radian. So these are the different units which Inspire recognize. Also, if I go to Inspire, you can change the unit system to SI, that is International System of Unit, that is M, kg, Newton, Pascal, MPa, that is Megapascal System, IPS Standard, that is Standard Imperial System, IPS Gravity, that is Gravitational Imperial System, FPS Standard, that is Standard Foot Pound Second System, FPS Gravity, that is Gravitational Foot Pound Second System, CGS, that is Centimeter Gram Second System. So these are the predefined systems available in Inspire. You can switch it between these unit systems by selecting and changing it to any one. So accordingly everything will get changed. So it's showing in pounds. If I want to in kg, I can get it in kg. If I want it in tons, I will get the mass in tons. Now the measuring tools. We'll move to the next topic, that is the measuring tools. So measuring tools comprises of different icons, that is length, angle, box and weight. So the box measure tool is used to find the dimension of bounding box of a selected part. So if I select this part, click here, so this will tell me the bounding box details. So these are the details for this selected object. If I select this, the bounding box object for this. If I select this, the bounding box object for this. Right click to deselect it. Then measure the length. Click on this icon. Click on the length to measure the length. You can select the length of any object or edge or distance between 2 points also can be selected. So if I want a distance from this to this, I can select it from here. Deselect. Measuring the angle. You can measure the angle. This is 90 degree. So what angle will this have from here to here, from this end? So this is 74.26 degrees. So in this way you can find the angles using measure angle. Then measure a weight, select an object, the weight, that load case is not defined, so I will open a model where the load case will be defined. So select this and measure the weight. So package space and different options of the mass and all, center of gravity, the CG it will provide you. All these things it will provide you by default, like package space extension, weight on each support, mass of the component, where is the center of gravity, the coordinates. So it defines everything. So I have applied the gravity in Z direction, if in positive Z direction or in X direction. So weight on each pivot will change, but the mass remains the same. Or if I calculate for jump, this also gets changed. So center of gravity remains the same, obviously. Now let's move to the last topic of today's session, that is keyboard shortcuts. I'll briefly explain you the keyboard shortcuts, that is to show all the parts. Press A to hide selected parts, H, isolate selected objects, I, center view C, fit view F, rotate to closest principal axis N, normal view plus orthographic view projection Shift plus N, model browser F2, property editor F3, command window F4, full screen Control plus Alt plus F11, suspended snap Alt, select all Control A, exit tool Escape, translating and rotating, translate object T, rotate object R. For new Control N, open Control O, import Control I, save Control S, save as F12, save selected Shift plus F12, exit Control Q, cut Control X, copy Control V, copy Control C, paste Control V, delete, press delete, undo Control Z, redo Control Y, exit active tools, escape, push pull phase P, context sensitivity help F1, welcome to Inspire page, Control F1. So in this way I have ended with this today's session, where I have discussed about the drop down menus, the file icon, the model browser and the property browser, the view controls, the snapping and unit system selector, configure icon, show and hide icon, view icons, translate and rotate, and measure. In the next sessions I am going to discuss about optimization, analysis, load support, shape controls, parts, simplify patches, solid edit, push pull face, trim, arc, circle, rectangle, point and lines. To see the tutorials or the theory or the topics which I have covered today, you can go to help, tutorials. I suggest that select the default browser as Internet Explorer, then the basic. These are the things which I have discussed today in this training session. You can refer it later on. So you will find all these things which I have discussed today. You can find it to do the later on session. So the mouse controls and all. So thank you very much for attending this session. Feel free to drop your queries to edu-support@india.altair.com. If you like sharing your comments regarding the video also, or the training material also, you can drop your comments to edu-support@india.altair.com. Thank you very much.